All right, this is, we left off with,
I can get those whenever they go.
yesterday, we actually, I don't have my paper, but we drew the graph for the description. Now we're going to give us a graph, we're going to write the description of the roots, or the solutions. Okay, how many bins are there? Two. So what's the degree of this polynomial? 3. So this would be a degree of 3. So how many solutions will it have? 3. We learned yesterday. Here it comes. Let's do this.
Can we turn down the light?
Now let's do this. It'll work. Come on. Why is it not showing up there? There we go. Degree of 3. 3 solutions. Remember yesterday it's called the fundamental theorem of algebra
I don't know.
that says, Tim, if the degree is 3, then there are 3 solutions. Okay. Okay. So what kind of solutions are these?
There's a double root
and
a single root.
Okay. One double root
and
and one
egg or whatever.
real root.
Yeah,
One real root.
Okay. I'm still on 3 solutions.
Okay. I'll give you a chance to catch up. You will in a minute. How many bins?
3.
2.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, we're on the next one.
Now on the next one. 3 bins, so this is a degree of
4.
So how many solutions?
4.
4 solutions.
What was imaginary?
Okay. What about this one? What's
There's
that?
one double root
Double
and 2
root.
imaginary.
One double root
2 imaginary.
and 2 imaginary. And imaginaries always come in pairs. I think there's 2 of them. Okay. So you can only have pairs of them, like 2 or 4. You can't have 3 imaginary roots.
Why is that? What the next?
They just always come in conjugate pairs. They always. The one that we did over
Oh, because
here.
if it touched the line, it would end up.
And we had 1 plus I and 1 minus I here.
Oh yeah, that's why.
That's a conjugate pair. They're always going to come like that because when you do the quadratic formula, you get plus or minus. Okay. So we'll always have 2 or 4. Okay, what about 13? How many bins are there?
3.
3
So how many?
With
4.
4 solutions.
and 2 imaginary. Wait, 3. What would you call it?
They're
Are
all
any of them not
imaginary.
imaginary?
No.
They're all non-real, aren't they?
4 imaginary.
Right. 4 non-real or imaginary solutions or roots. 2 pairs. Okay. 1 pair and another pair.
That's weird.
How many bins are there here?
4.
4. So there's how many solutions?
5.
And
2 real and 4 non. Wait,
3 real and 2.
1.
3 real.
1, 2,
Okay.
3.
Yeah, that makes
Okay. 3 real and
1
2 imaginary.
or
2 non-real or 2 imaginary.
How
Or a
can I-
pair of non-real
Wait,
answers.
where are the 3? Wait.
Right here.
They
1,
touch the x-axis.
2,
Oh, okay. I
3.
feel like there's 3 non-real.
I know you did.
Because
You
there's
think
3
that because
bins.
there's 3 bins right here, but the number of bins does not determine how many real answers or non-real answers.
Like, which one is that?
Which one are the roots then?
Yeah.
Which,
Which one of
out of
these?
those 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily any of them. What the imaginary numbers do is they make it bend to keep it from going up here, but they're not necessarily these or this because imaginary is not even on this plane.
Oh, so you don't count those. You count
No.
how many real ones you have.
And then you
And then what's left over is how many.
Oh,
Exactly.
I was counting those.
Right. Now you have to count all the bins to see how many solutions you have. Okay. And then from there you count your real ones, subtract that, that's how many imaginaries
So
you
we
have.
shouldn't try to count.
No, you don't try to count the imaginaries.
Okay.
Okay? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. They're giving you a function here. This is a cubic function. How many real solutions does it have? 1. So how many imaginary will it have?
1.
It has 1 real. It's a cubic.
It has 2
It's
imaginary.
got to have 2 imaginary. Okay. It's a cubic, so it has 3 solutions. 1 is real, 2 are imaginary. We got to figure out this real solution. What does it look like?
-4.
So let's plug it in and see if it is -4. Use the synthetic division. What do you do first?
Three down to one.
1 times -4.
-4, -6, 20, or 24 means.
24, yeah.
10, -40, -40,
0.
So is -4 a real solution?
Yes.
So one of the real zeros is -4. Okay, then the factored function is, what would you do for negative?
X plus 4.
Okay. Times what's left?
X squared.
Okay.
Squared minus 6x plus 10.
Okay, and that comes from the bottom of the synthetic division. Okay. All right, so we know there are 2 complex roots or zeros, so we're going to use the quadratic formula to find them. What is the quadratic formula?
Negative
plus
minus
squared
of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Yeah.
All right, so negative b in this case would be, what's negative b here?
6.
This is your A, B, and C. Okay, 6 plus or minus, what's b squared?
Wouldn't that be negative?
Okay, it's already negative 6,
yeah.
right? So negative b turns to positive.
So 36.
36 minus 4 times
1 times 10.
times 10.
So negative 40.
So all of that over,
2.
okay.
That's good.
So 6 plus or minus, what's 36 minus 40?
Negative
Square
4.
root of -4.
Square root of -4
I.
over 2. Remember, square root of negative is an I, right?
Oh, right.
What's the square root of 4?
2.
2.
So we're going to have 6 plus or minus 2I over 2. Right?
Take that down.
Yes. We can take it down a notch.
We
We can divide everything by 2.
Right.
So
Plus I plus b minus I.
Minus I divided by
Nothing.
1 divided by 1, but we don't need the 1. Okay, so 3 plus I and 3 minus I. See how it came in a pair?
Those
Oh,
are
and
complex
that's why
zeros.
it's factored part because it's imaginary.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how many real zeros does number 18 have? Or
1.
16? Sorry, 1. What is it?
1.5.
Maybe.
Negative
1.25.
1.
How could we find out what it is?
Calculator.
Yeah, we can put it in y equals, okay, and find where it intersects.
You're insane.
I thought we were looking on the x-axis.
Oh, it's already in there.
We are looking on the x-axis,
You
Jason.
just said the y. She meant y. Yeah.
She's confused about our axis.
Yeah, because on the one above, it's -4 on both axes.
It's positive 4 on one of them.
Dang.
Thingy.
Mine graph looks weird. You have to.
Mine keeps
What does
giving me
rational
something
mean,
funky.
Miss Moulton?
What does rational mean? It means it can be expressed as a fraction.
It's
window
it's not working.
All right, why did you ask me?
I don't know.
Okay.
She wanted.
Oh,
I wanted to not give her a
pi is irrational because it
It's
can't be
1.5.
expressed as a fraction.
It's so.
It's like a non-ending,
1.5.
non-repeating decimal.
Why doesn't it look like
Rational is an ending decimal
It's 1.5.
or whole number.
Put 0
Mine
for
doesn't
y
show on the
shape.
graph.
Oh my gosh, you have to put 0.
You gotta put
for
0
Y
in.
too.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
You gotta put 0
It's
in.
1.5.
God.
Probably, maybe your graph isn't, your window isn't set good.
No.
Anybody get it yet?
Yeah.
1.5.
Oh, I found it. I found out the error. They're dirty words in my calculator.
Really?
1.5.
Who sits there?
Yeah, who sits there?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Chandler, what the heck?
Let me see.
Wow.
Bring that on up here.
You don't want to. You might want to just.
No, I wanna see it.
It's
Oh.
so bad.
Oh, God.
That would be Chandler's.
No, I don't think it is Taylor.
Oh, it's Chandler.
Oh, I guess yeah, I know that.
Oh,
you say
yeah.
in that one?
Well, I have a feeling Candace and Mr. Armstrong are gonna get it together.
Why would you do
I have a real.
I don't, I think it's,
Maybe it was Wyatt.
I have a feeling it was Wyatt.
Nah.
I don't think Wyatt was that. I don't think Wyatt was for that either. Not there.
Where was it on that desk back there?
Yeah, this one.
All right. We're bringing down the 2 times 1.5. What's 2 times 1.5?
3.
Negative 11 plus 3.
8.
Negative.
Negative 8 times 1.5.
Negative 12.
70 minus 12.
58.
58.
58 times 1.5. I bet it's 87.
87.
Uh,
Are we gonna have some that don't work?
Well, it should work. If you found it on here, it should work.
Yeah, but like if we found,
You should never find one on here that doesn't work.
like if we, oh, never mind.
If you
I remember.
Guessed at one, it might
Like,
not work.
I remember when
Wait.
we just did this. And
Are we
it
still
worked.
recording?
Okay, what's the real zero? What did you say?
no one said the word, Tim.
Okay.
Did he just say it?
No.
He asked
Are
if
we
we-
still
He asked if we
recording?
were still recording.
Oh, we are. We did record.
Looks like you're not using
You
this
should have just
recording.
put it underneath there and showed it.
Oh my god.
X what?
Minus. What did you really
And then 2
It's
2x squared minus
8x
plus 58.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, how are we going to find the complex ones?
That's square root, John.
That's-
formula.
How about the quadratic formula?
Yeah, that.
All right.
Yeah, that one.
So
A,
8 plus or minus the square root of
negative 8 times. Oh wait, never mind.
Negative 8, negative 8 squared.
Negative
Minus
64.
64 minus 4 times 2 times 58.
I don't want to know.
It's not bad.
Divided by.
464.
By 4.
So then that's 4.
Negative 4 times 2 times 58.
Negative 4.
Negative 4.
Negative 4.
Plus 64?
Yeah.
What's
That's
negative?
400.
Negative 400.
Negative.
Over 4.
What's the square root of 400?
So I'll do
20.
it right here.
20. So that would be 8 plus or minus
I just
20
entered a
I.
question mark in my calculator.
20i over 4.
How did you do that?
Reduce everything by 4 and you get
2
2
plus
plus
5.
5i.
5i.
Plus or minus.
and 2 minus 5i.
Hey,
Now the fun part begins.
I really don't like it.
Whatever you say does, it's fun.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy watching us struggle? It's
All
okay
right.
if you do.
I've missed number 18. I still haven't figured out what I did wrong. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, write a cubic polynomial function with zeros of 5, square root of 7, and negative square root of 7. Okay, so what would be the factor?
X minus 5.
X minus 5
X minus square root of 7.
and x minus a negative square root of 7. What would that be?
X.
Plus square root.
X
7.
plus square root of 7. Then all we have to do is multiply it all out. Okay, so let's multiply our x minus square root of 7 and x plus square root of 7 first.
X
Yeah.
squared.
Okay, x squared
it wouldn't have an N.
Minus 7 squared.
Those cancel.
there,
Mhm.
minus
Difference
square root of
of
7x plus square root of
So
7x.
square root of 49.
Minus 7.
Yeah, X squared means 7.
Okay, square root is minus square root of 49, which is
Square root of 7.
this,
Yeah, it's
well,
difference,
just
seven.
it's
7.
difference of squares.
It is. It's going to be difference of squares.
So it'll be x squared plus 7.
Yes, x squared minus 7. Right?
I thought that was. Yeah, but I thought there's negative.
That's a negative square root of 7x.
Oh.
Positive square root of 7x. Those canceled. So minus 7.
Oh, then we just multiply that by
Right. Not so bad. So x to the third.
Minus
5x
5x squared minus 7x
plus
plus
35.
35.
Is that the answer?
That is.
Beautiful.
I like that though.
Not yet.
I have a feeling 19 and 20 are going to be
Hey, then you know when
Well,
you're
then
How
18
many-
if she missed it.
Yeah, let's try 18.
Yeah, 19.
How did you?
Let's tackle that finally.
I don't know. Let's see. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. Maybe the key's wrong.
I think wouldn't you have to, since it's the plus and then a minus, wouldn't you have to use the formula? to go
No,
along?
no. You're just making factors and multiplying them out.
So
Because you're trying to find a polynomial function that has these zeros. So the factor for 5 would be x minus 5.
an x
And the factor for this would be x
plus or minus.
minus this whole thing.
Okay.
So what would be minus this whole thing?
Minus
Minus
4
4
minus
minus square root of 3.
Okay, then the next factor would be x minus this whole thing.
So plus.
Minus
Plus,
4
plus.
minus
Wait, wait, wait.
3.
Not plus 4,
Minus 4
Minus
plus
4.
square root of 3.
plus square root of 3, right? Because you're subtracting the 4 and you're subtracting the negative square root of 3. Okay. All right, so let's do this. Let's do these first. So you're going to have to do x times everything. Then you're going to have to do negative 4 times everything.
X squared minus
Okay.
4x plus square root of 3.
Plus square root of 3x. Okay.
And then negative 4x plus 16 minus 4 square root of 12.
Square root of 3. Right. And then we'll do the negative square root of 3 times x.
Negative square root of 3x.
Negative square root of 3 times negative 4. Positive 4 square root of 3.
We're in a room. I didn't start from
Negative square root of 3 times square root of 3.
minus square
Negative
negative
9 squared.
So it's 30.
Minus the square root of 9.
Minus
Or
three.
the,
So
Three.
this is gone. This is
On my left.
but I'm going to put,
Will you switch your paper? This is gone. This is gone.
a lot of things cancel, but not everything.
This is not.
Plus
So this positive square root of 3x cancels out with the negative square root of 3x. And the
Good.
negative 4 square root of 3 and the positive 4 square root of 3. Okay. But then we have x squared. What's negative 4x and negative
minus
4x?
8x.
And this negative square root of 9 is really what?
3.
Plus 13.
Minus
Plus
3.
So plus 13.
Minus 3 plus 16.
Oh, when I had this. Oh, this.
That's it.
No, you still have to
You
multiply by
got
it.
the x minus 5.
Oh. So you get x.
X cubed minus 8x squared plus 13.
It's 5 times 13.
65.
65.
So then you get x cubed minus 13x squared
Plus 53x.
minus 65. 53x.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So
40 plus 13x.
Where's that 40?
40x is from negative 5 times negative
yeah, that should be
8x.
positive.
Is 40x.
Is that the right?
I don't know. Let me check. I don't know what I did before. Yes, this is correct.
So less.
Yay!
We're just the better class. What can I say?
Yay! I just cannot figure out what I was doing wrong. Go look it up. All right. Let's do 20, then you can do 19.
Oh.
That was funny.
Ooh, eyes.
Okay, what would you do for negative 4?
Ice.
X minus 1.
X plus 4. Now we're on 20.
Oh, just kidding.
Okay.
Oh. X plus 4.
Okay, then we're going to have x minus this
5.
whole thing.
Minus 5 minus 2i.
Okay.
X minus 5 plus 2i. This is the hardest part.
Yes.
Is doing the 3 one.
And plus with the i's in it.
Oh. I didn't think
Okay, let's do x times x's.
X
squared
squared
And then x
minus
minus 5x.
Plus 2i.
Okay.
Minus 5x.
Plus
25.
minus 10i.
Minus 10i.
Okay.
Minus 2x. Minus.
or plus 10i.
Plus 10i.
Minus 4.
Minus
Square
4i
squared.
squared.
Oh my.
Oh my, yes. Okay, so your
The 10
plus
i's
2i,
cancel out.
a lot of things cancel. All the i's cancel except the last one.
Yeah.
Wait,
Linear,
x
Okay.
squared minus
Wait, all them cancel?
The 2ix's cancel and the 10i's cancel.
X squared minus
10x
Minus
plus
4i.
25
Minus 4.
minus 4i squared.
Okay, does anybody remember what I squared equals?
Ah.
One?
Negative 1.
So
So that'd be plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
how do you know this?
Okay, this is how we
She's the
know this.
teacher.
Square root of negative 1 equals what?
I.
I. So I squared equals the square root of negative 1 times the square root of negative 1, which is negative 1. Like the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4, which is 2. And the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is 3.
Negative 1 times 4 is.
Okay, so that's where it comes from. Now, if you forget, on your calculator, you can do this.
I.
Negative 4, that's not a 4.
Is there a
Negative
five?
4, and then where is the I?
Yeah, the
Period.
Above the period.
Oh, okay.
I squared
Gosh, this is too
equals 4.
Yes.
This
Second
calculator's-
period
which equals
squared
x squared minus
29.
equals 4. All right?
minus 10x plus 29, and then multiply that all by.
X
Yeah.
plus 4.
Will your calculator do that for you?
No. It won't do anything with an X in it.
Too bad.
I know. Are you kidding? We've been doing that a long time ago. But
I got a really big number for the last number.
116.
Yeah. I don't like those numbers.
X.
Because they
Is
make
there
you
a
feel like
calculator
I'm
that
wrong.
That's
will do
right.
that for you?
that's right. The titanium. The
I put it in there and it gave me a number.
titanium, what's it called? Is it a 90? Titanium 90?
I'm gonna buy it.
You'll do it. The Inspire, I don't know if the
class, so I-
Inspire does it or not.
I haven't.
I have an
But
Inspire too.
the titanium is really hard to use. It's hard to figure out.
I'm gonna figure out and then come to calculator skills. And pleasure and my.
Can you
They
use
probably
that?
won't let
I don't
you
think
use
you can
it.
use that calculator.
I don't think so either.
No, you can use it in mathematics. You can have two calculators at once.
The mathematics is hard.
Because it affects the.
So does calculator skills.
I would love to have a calculator that could do that.
Like the TI Inspire does some things.
Wait, I got like
Yeah, you can do
x
that. Yeah, you
cubed
can do a lot
minus
of really
6x
quick things.
squared.
Yeah.
Mine's
That makes sense.
plus
Oh, sweet.
Wait, what's, I got.
Whoa, I have a, like, if you put a lot of programs on it, you might need two calculators.
Wait, did you get x cubed minus 6x squared minus 11x plus
116.
Yeah.